What stadium is that? Hawaii.
Yeah, sorry, it's muted.
What stadium are we looking at there?
It's a Hawaii game with somebody. I don't know what day. It's something I downloaded for a background.
Nice.
Mm,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I just woke up from a nap. I was like, "Oh, I think I got a meeting."
Yeah, I know that magic thing called power naps, you know? I work like
Yep.
it, I work like a European, you know. I get up early and I tend to, if I can, I take a nap.
Yep, it's true. In December. I'll be right back, Matt. I gotta go check something on the stove.
No problem.
Muted, you can't hear me. So thanks for joining that call so quick.
My pleasure.
Mr. Michael.
He's offline real quick.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey there. Why did I put that there? Snow October. Yeah, this is the one, Matt, I don't have any notes for because I was not in this call the last time. So
I've got it. I'm looking at the notes. Funny you should say that. I have a spreadsheet with everybody.
okay. So who's the previous spotlight?
It was, we did the hot wash. We did 2 or 3 topics we talked about.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't a spotlight.
Yeah, just be ready to talk what the topics were.
Yeah, got it right here.
Okay. What am I trying to find here? I'm trying to find my education stuff. How's Michael doing?
I am doing well. Doing well.
Good,
Much
good.
better this week than I was last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good holiday.
Yeah. Holiday was good. Holiday was good.
Okay. You want to run part of tonight?
Yeah, I can run part tonight.
What would you like? Which would stretch you? You want to do the spotlight?
Yeah, I can do the spotlight.
Spotlight / lean coffee.
I'll do the spotlight with them.
I'll take the wins and challenges. And we're always all together anyway. I'm just shocked 2 minutes too, and there's nobody here but Michael and me and you, Matt.
I know, I was thinking the same thing, but you know, they're late arriving crowd sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
They all got their notifications, I know.
Yep. We're starting on time, so it may just be our discussion. All right.
From Steven Stewart.
Michael, I'm a little punch drunk. We're working this Texas Veterans Commission grant for our program, and we just had a quick meeting to figure out a few things and run through it all. My head
Right.
is spinning, trying to make sure that everything dot the i's, crosses the t's, make sure everything's in the right place.
My son completed phase 2 of his training. He is now
Oh,
an
yeah?
MCT graduate, Marine Corps combat training, but he's a hold because for whatever reason his physical and his, well, he can't even get in for a physical till he does an eye exam with him. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Really?
Yeah, efficiency at its very best. It's like, you mean I can't? No, you can't. You gotta do this first. It's like, I can't even, no. Come see us after that. I'm like, wow.
So he's in hold?
Yeah, he's in hold in North Carolina. Yeah. In Camp Geiger. So
So is he cleaning barracks and latrines and that kind of stuff, or what's he doing?
they're really not even doing that. They're really just kind of hanging out. They call it counts. It's not a formation. It's just a quick accountability for numbers, and then they do fire watch, and that's what it is.
Busy work.
Yeah. And a lot of the gym.
Oh, is that right? There you go. Hey, Erica, how are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Good to see you.
Sorry, it's been a while.
Good to see you, Erica.
Good to see you. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm good. Cold, but I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Cold. It's like in the 50s, man.
Cold,
That
man.
is too chilly. This is San Antonio.
Yep.
When we left Hawaii that week, it hit 60 and you just swore it hit 20 because you saw coats that I've never seen coats that size in Hawaii with probably
Yeah.
25-mile-an-hour winds. And it's like, holy smokes, what's going on here?
Yep. All right. Hey, Stephen, I see the picture. Good to see you. Trevor, Terrence. Just doing attendance. Oh, there he is.
I got the attendance. You take care of that. Okay.
Sorry, my
Already-
camera
I've
acting
already-
straight.
Pretty much already got it.
All right.
Ronnie, Peter.
You guys hear me?
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
I think so.
we're good,
All right.
man.
All right. Well, hey, it's great to see you guys. Great to be back together again, especially since I missed the last one because I was out at an event and networking and always spreading the gospel of military transition roundtable. You know, we had one of our board members say, you talk about that mission vision a little bit more often. And somebody asked, I was on the Bunker Labs coffee talk on Tuesday. I got to find the link so I can post that so you guys can see it. But we were talking about the military transition and military transition roundtable. And he asked me, he said, so what makes you guys different? I said, it's teams and it's accountability. You can go to a lot of different events, networking events. You can come and go as you want. Right? There's no accountability. You miss one, nobody cares. You're just not there. Here, we're about building relationships. We're about getting to know each other so that you can give each other advice and get advice from somebody. But a lot of times, as you know, in the military, you got to know somebody to give them advice. I mean, that gets kind of personal. And then accountability, making sure that we're moving in the right direction, because it's easy to get into this transition piece and just be busy, just doing all kinds of stuff, but you're not necessarily doing the right things that help you really advance the ball. And that's what we're there to try to help you. So teamwork and accountability, that's our whole focus. So we're going to run previous spotlight real quick. I think Matt's got that. We had a couple of subjects last time because I was not here. Then we got a quick education moment. I will do wins and challenges. Michael's going to run the spotlight. Matt's going to take notes. So, and then we will finish with accountability. So be thinking about that. Anybody got, just before I even do wins and challenges, anybody got any big announcements? Anybody get a job offer? Anybody got a job? Anybody making big progress? Don't want to steal the thunder from wins and challenges, but I'm just curious because I like to start with a big win. Who's got one?
I passed my
Terrence?
CAPM exam, so
All right.
I'm associate in project management. That was my last little Air Force cool thing that I signed up for. So
All right.
passed. So that's one off the list for me.
That's right. That's huge. That's huge.
Actually, today is my actual first day of retirement.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, today is my first day as a civilian. So I just got my 214.
Hey, you're not a civilian. You're a veteran.
There you go.
Well, congratulations. Yeah, first day. All right. All right. Well, let's go to previous spotlight, Matt. What were the three top lean coffee topics you guys had last
Well,
time?
we were talking about, one of them involves someone who's not here yet. That would be Peter. We were talking about challenges of loss of family members. And then we were also talking with Terrence, because we weren't sure what job offer had a job offer. He wasn't sure if that's what he wanted. So what's going on with that, Terrence? You know, since last we spoke to you a couple weeks ago.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
So like I just said, I passed the certification exam. I did just got the 214 because yesterday was my official retirement day. As far as the job offers go,
Yeah.
I started a job at just a temporary job as an instructor for XP Synergy, kind of just as a part-time thing. And I actually have another interview coming up tomorrow for a hospital nearby,
Okay.
which was kind of a surprising twist. So now, like I said, I'm running into that issue of deciding which one I want to pick and not being really sure if I'm making a mistake or not.
Yeah,
as far as which one to pick.
the big question here, Terrence, is was the advice that you got last time, did it help you answer the question that you brought to the group, which was how do you proceed with a job offer that you're not sure that you really want?
I'm trying to check in my notes. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
There was, I guess there was some trade-offs to think about, and it's
Mhm.
plus Thanksgiving came up, so there's been a lot going on and trying to actually start with a new job and getting into the whole thing. You know, honestly, I'm having a hard time seeing past just the money part of it, to be honest.
Okay.
The big concern for family is house, you know, paying off mortgage. But it seems like a mistake to just look for a job for money. But I mean, that is basically one of the biggest real driving factors for what I need it for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Did the job meet your desires for the type of job you wanted to work in, and the leadership feel right, that the corporate values and culture feel right?
it's definitely very slow paced compared to what I was used to. So that's a bit of a challenge. I think it's very chill,
Okay.
and it's very different than what I was expecting so far. I guess it's hard. It's hard to make yourself, like, motivate yourself to go and do something when there's really only you yourself to, you know, push yourself to do it. It's not like, I don't know, in the military, you definitely knew you had to go somewhere and do something. You had to just show up, and then you would work. Now it's like, what's keeping you going, I guess, is trying to find that motivation. I think it's the hard thing to think about, really.
Okay. I'll tell you, almost everybody that I've talked to felt that first month or so seemed slow. In fact, some people actually came back to this group and said, I think I'm going to leave. I think I'm going to go get another job. And they're not using my skills. It's like,
I was actually about to
boring.
say that. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, am I making a mistake? Why am I doing this? You know, like I said, it's very non-pressure, and everybody's really chill and nice. And it's just like, am I even doing anything worthwhile doing? You know, like,
Yeah. Okay. I would say give it some time. You've been there how long?
yeah, I think that's probably the best thing. I gotta
Okay.
want to rush into anything or out of anything.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that one. Hey, Peter, good to see you. Oh, stepping away. Who was the third one, Matt, from the lean coffee? What was the third topic?
Peter was one, and then the other one was those are the two big ones. We were talking about the jobs, and then we really got into being consistent with everything they're doing.
Okay.
It was just a general topic, but really it was Peter. We talked.
So let me just address the group. Did the discussion on consistency last time help anybody else? So I tell you, it's easy to be busy and forget about doing the same things every day that really advance you. Did it seem to work? Thumbs up? thumbs down,
Yes.
not real sure. Steven's kind of yes, maybe no. Okay. Peter, go ahead. You were going to say something?
So what I'm trying to say is this: is that our lives are busy. We're in a fast-paced world. Unfortunately, it's getting faster.
Yep.
That's the way the cookie crumbles right now.
Mhm.
But you know, with all these, with the world going as it is, and it's ramping up even more further and faster,
Mhm.
it creates challenges on top of challenges, on top of obstacles, on top of barriers that sometimes even when we are hella smart because we've been through a lot, but we don't know it all.
That's right.
And it takes a team of us to get each other to go through an obstacle, a challenge. It's easier said than done saying that we can do this on our own.
Yep. Yeah.
First
that's
of
what I
all,
said.
it ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. We can't do it all by ourselves, right? We need others, but we also need systems. I think that's the key thing in consistency, right? We need a system. You know, somebody asked me what time of the day is best for you, and I said I love working at 5 a.m. But if I don't go to the gym at 5 a.m., I won't go the rest of the day either. And I don't want to go at night, so I have to go first thing in the morning, or it just doesn't get done. So that's my consistency system piece. So you're exactly right, Peter. All right, well, let's go to the education moment. I want to talk real quick on one topic, and to the right piece here. I was seeing this the other day, and it was, despite the downturn, hiring stays up. So it's easy to jump into the headlines and see, 5,000 are being laid off here, 10,000 here, but there's a lot of other industries that are hiring, and they're looking for people. Architect, engineer, construction, environmental arena for one that I come from, but there's a lot of them that are really out there still looking. So the question is, in this kind of environment, when those industries now can be inundated, is how do you make connection to get yourself seen? And what's happening, one of the big frustrations I hear from military is I send my application in and I never hear a thing. I send a note over on LinkedIn to network with somebody and I never hear a thing. So this gentleman, Matthew Warbach, made a comment. He said, what if we did this? Go to their most recent 10 LinkedIn posts and leave an insightful comment on each one of their of their posts. Insightful is not, hey, great comment, Mike. It's something that has some substance to it, right? If they're talking about writing a good resume with impact results, put something back in there about, how the impact results make such a big difference when you're talking to somebody. It's just like a quote like Simon Sinek, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So that's more of an insightful comment. And then hopefully they'll respond and then keep the conversation going with a response on their response. So what you're trying to do is build a relationship with them. So if you can't build a relationship just by asking them if they would spend time with you, get into their LinkedIn and start getting yourself known. Pretty soon they'll start recognizing you. You start building a relationship, and then you can come back with, hey, just wanted to double check. I've really enjoyed the conversation. I was wondering if we could have a cup of coffee or virtual cup of coffee and talk a little bit about the industry that you're in. What do you guys think? Would that kind of approach help?
It can lead. I'm sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Go ahead.
So what I was just trying to say is it could lead to potential.
Mhm.
It could also open up doors that are not seen yet. And it may help to lead to different opportunities. You don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years,
Mhm.
so on and so on. It may lead to different opportunities. And it may also talk to another person that says, hey, I got this person who's interested in this, and they have a rapport. it may happen that way too.
That's exactly right. Erica, you're gonna say something?
I've actually seen that happen firsthand, be successful. I actually have a couple of things on my wins list that I'll save for our wins and challenges section.
Okay.
But another thing was I had a very insightful conversation recently about cybersecurity risk quantification with someone that found me on one of the Social Saturdays posts. And, he was like, hey, let's have a chat about this. And so it really got to open my eyes because I never even thought about it before. So I would definitely say that approach, I think, is more worthwhile than just, cold sending connection requests like I have done in the past. I'm not going to say I haven't done it, but
We all have.
exactly. So yeah, I like that approach.
Yeah, it's just, when you're getting the cold shoulder, right? It's just another way. It's not the way, it's just another way to try to open up the conversation. Yeah. Any other last comment before we go to wins and challenges? That was good, Erica. Thanks, Peter. Okay. Well, if nothing else, let's go to wins and challenges. And Erica, you just said you got some things to share. So let's start with you and we'll round down across my screen.
Well, I'll start with some of the earlier things since it's been a while. So I've been able to get 2 of my certifications, technically 3, but I've decided to not move forward with a third just because after doing a bit more research, there wasn't as much value in my field as I initially thought. So I was like,
Okay.
we'll skip that one and kind of go forward with more worthwhile certs. I've been doing a lot of my medical appointments, prepping for my VA claims.
Excellent.
So trying to get everything documented before April, because in May will be my 6 months out, and then I can start filing my actual paperwork for my BDD claim. And then my big win, which happened today, which I'm really excited about. So this was led from me commenting on the gentleman's post quite a few times and interacting with him a bunch. He's actually a recruiter for the company that I really want to work for.
All right.
And I now have an interview with him as of this coming Wednesday. So
Excellent.
Cool.
Celebrate. Yeah.
Cool.
I
Go get it. Go for it.
I submitted my application on Saturday, was talking to one of the directors, just in, just general conversation. And
Mhm.
he was like, hey, you should apply to one of these postings that we have if it, fits what you're looking for. And I was like, oh, I actually submitted for one last night. And he goes, cool, I'll reach out to the recruiter and I'll let him know to pull your application. And he did. And it ended up being the recruiter that I've been talking to for a few months, trying to build that reputation with. So I was like, oh goodness, submitted on Saturday. And now on, was it Thursday? I already have an interview. So.
All right. That's almost exactly what we're talking in the education. It sounded like you were building a relationship with him. And
Absolutely.
yeah, excellent. Any challenges at all?
So a lot of it is kind of out of control of anything that I can do, is just challenges with trying to get medical appointments. Some of them are not so easy to get just because of the restrictions that medical has with,
Yep.
Their availabilities and things like that. So I have a surgery that I'm trying to schedule, but my appointment with that specialist isn't until the end of January.
Oh, wow.
So, and I scheduled
Okay.
that at the beginning of November. So, and trying to, like I said, I'm trying to have all my appointments done by April, so I can do my BDD claim. But if I can't get that surgery in on time, then that's going to push my claim back a bit. But I definitely want to get that surgery done before I file for a BDD claim. So,
Yeah. Okay. Well, patience is one of our topics that we discovered on Tuesday with a lean coffee. So that may come up again.
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to keep going down. Trevor, good to see you. Wins and challenges.
Thanks, Don. It's been a very busy couple of weeks, but not business related. I've had a lot of parties planning and stuff like that. And I have our squadron's holiday party on Saturday that I've been planning for the past few months. So a lot of my attention has been going into all of the details into that, which to me is good experience because it's like project management, which is nice. It's more of an application of that, but nothing specifically on as far as getting out networking and that front. I have been learning about there's a couple different programs that I've found about how to better leverage LinkedIn for interviews and things like that. So I've been kind of going through those a little bit here and there with my free time. But after this party is over is when I'm gonna start getting into that.
Okay.
And then my challenge is right now going forward. I just put the bug in my boss's ear that I heard that there were some job openings in the military as far as at the group and wing level, like those kind of things. And while I know that I'm transitioning out, I told him that I'm really interested in program management. So if he finds me a position that might line up with that, hopefully that's something I can work myself into to get a little bit of experience before I transition out.
Oh, okay. So it's not a civilian position for afterwards, but
It's just getting the soft skills and the
Okay.
resume fodder for now, and then
Okay.
transitioning that into or leveraging that into useful skills once I'm
Okay.
actually transitioned out. Yeah.
yeah. Question: are you approaching
No.
the party?
I have like 13 months, so I can finally like press the button in December, but I still have a long time before I can actually use it. So I'm still, and I still will be for probably the next 4 or 5 months, just being pure networking, pure building.
Okay.
Actually, I do take it back. I did have a connection on our alumni page with
Okay.
somebody who's in tech. So hopefully that'll
Okay.
lead to a little bit more. So that's good.
Okay. You answered a different question than I was going to answer, but that was a good one. Are you approaching the party in a true project
Oh,
management
I'm sorry.
form? Because remember, project managers
Yeah.
aren't just working a project to completion, but they're thinking about the manpower and the tasks and the timelines to get those done. And we're talking about the budget and the budget for the different areas and how you manage that. And you're talking about the communications and you're talking about the stakeholder equity. Who are the stakeholders in the party? Are you kind of thinking about it from that perspective? So you can use that when somebody asks, talk to me about what kind of projects you did.
Yeah.
It's not just, oh, I planned a party. It's, no, I planned a party, but I did it in the project management
Right.
format. Is that the way you're looking at it?
Somewhat. So I haven't taken PMP, so I don't have as far as the framework that is used primarily for approaching a project. I am
Okay.
doing those exact things as far as making bins into communication and marketing and decor and
Good. Okay.
who does what timeline, all the finances. So it's all there. It's just done in a different fashion because I don't have that formal type of framework.
Okay. Even without the framework, if you just start doing it that way, that mindset,
Sure.
I think that would work. Okay. Good stuff. Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you.
Terrence, you already had one win. Let's go ahead and share that again and then get into your wins and challenges.
All right, yeah. I mean, that was a big hurdle. I think just a lot of stress trying to make sure I, pass that certification, not have to worry about dealing with like Air Force Cool anymore, kind of like separating from everything, trying to
Yeah.
start new.
And heck, you might have some documents you could send to Trevor
I was about
after
to
passing your CAPM to help him think about it a little bit.
I was about to say, like, a lot of this stuff is starting to sound really familiar. Erica mentioned going through the BDD claim, just being inundated with medical appointments, and that was just awful. I mean, I hated dealing with that because it was just like a full-time job, constantly dealing with that. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. I think that's the next part that I think that's my next challenge is trying to figure out where to go with the claims process. I guess I just have to play the waiting game now. So I'm just sitting around waiting now because all my stuff is filed. As far as the project management stuff and planning, and PMI has some really cool tools and websites and just all kinds of resources for templates and everything that I was planning on getting into using, hopefully with my new job. Just try to make it work. I think just trying to adapt to new, like everything being new is hard, but that's where all the real challenges come from. And even with Peter, what he was saying, like there's tons of opportunities that show up from networking on LinkedIn, but it's so hard to try and stay consistent and try to keep meaningful relationships. I feel like every time I talk to like 3 people or so, I end up losing 3 other ones that I talked to previously just because I I can't just keep up with all the people that I try to meet and talk to.
Mhm.
Um,
Are you using a CRM type database? There's some free ones out there that can help you kind of keep track of all those different pieces.
no, I
Reminders.
haven't. No, I just haven't. I
Okay.
probably should. That's not a like that's I don't even have a reason why I'm not. I think I'm just
Yeah.
kind of
Just
hindering myself.
awareness. You can do it as a spreadsheet, but sometimes as a I
I'm,
think,
I'm nodding my head, yes, there are,
Yeah.
the CRM is something that you need to have so you can keep on top of your contacts.
Yep.
Yes,
Well, I
and
know
something that
on
helps.
LinkedIn you can download all your data and everything that way too. If you really wanted to visualize it.
Yeah, but what you really need to do is kind of create a tickler for you and say, okay, I met Matt today. I want to talk to him again in 3 days or in 2
Yeah.
weeks.
yeah,
And then you put a task out there and say, in 2 weeks, I'm going to call him, right? Or in 1 week, I'm going to call him to set up a meeting for 2 weeks from today. So now you've, instead of trying to remember it all or keep it in a spreadsheet, it now organizes it by date for you. So,
Okay.
and there's some free ones out there. I think of one off the top of my head. HubSpot has some free capability. There's
Okay.
probably some other ones.
All
All
right.
right. Anything else real quick? I want to keep going.
No, I feel
Okay.
like my wins were pretty good.
Yeah.
Just the challenges just keep going with all that. It just keeps going. It's hard to be consistent sometimes, I think.
Well, there goes that back to that topic from last time, right? The lean coffee consistency. Yep. And that's what I think that's what the CRM helps you to do, because now you've got those tasks waiting for you that day. You open it up and boom, I got 4 things I got to do today. Yeah. All right, Peter, wins and challenges.
All right, so this is slowly becoming a win eventually. Probably not today, probably not tomorrow, but eventually something's going to come up. I applied for a work from home job
All right.
at something called Alorica. And I did the testing of it last night. They had me doing a typing test to see on how many words per minute I could get through without being on 3 minutes. I think I did all right. And I'm waiting for them to get back to me. Been reading my devotional every day now for the last 4 weeks. Still work on my way, but one day at a time. And this goes in line with you, Don, with going to the gym every single day. I had to get back into it. But also looking into I'll throw it out there and Matt knows more information about it, is me trying to learn Python, a computer language.
Wow.
And I'm still researching, still looking that up, and it would help me in the long term to get another tool in my toolbox when I need it. I guess you could say that's more of a challenge, a small mini challenge for me to do, because honestly, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. But I'll figure it out with a lot of help from you guys if you guys are able to lead me into something. I have no idea.
so, Peter, I know I introduced you to Monica, did you follow up with Monica?
Yes, I did, and she gave me some very bright insights on what I can do.
Okay,
And I have her number saved on my phone so I could text her or call her when I need to.
sure,
But also, I'm going to ask everybody else if they know any information too, not just put all my eggs in one basket.
Yep.
Any information is very helpful with this. I don't know what I'm doing.
Perfect. Okay.
we're here to help you, Peter.
Yeah. Yeah. That may be something we can talk more in depth in the spotlight. Is that exactly that? Let's keep moving through. Stephen, wins and challenges. Thanks, Peter.
Yeah.
So for wins, since the last time we talked, I've been paired up with an ACP mentor. So
All right.
I've got a meeting with him Monday morning to do our initial conversation. I made a lot of progress towards getting some things ready for my retirement ceremony in March, including trying to figure out how many of my family are coming and where I'm bedding them all down at. And it's a bit of a struggle when you live in base housing and it's not very big.
That's right.
And ridiculously enough, I saw today the lodging here on base is $175 a night, which is just ridiculous for base lodging.
Where are you at?
Mountain Home.
What are they,
Why is it
what
so
are you getting
expensive?
for 175 a night?
Wow.
It's basically like a renovated dorm room. It's ridiculous.
Now, is that because they've taken away all kinds of other supplements to it, so they're trying to just recoup their cost?
I have no idea, but
Yeah.
like I
Wow.
looked on dodlodging.net and that's what it said. So I had to call the front desk to verify if this wasn't a glitch in the system.
I heard it was going up, but I didn't know it was going up that much.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
What's a hotel room downtown run for you?
The one I stayed in when I first got here was it's like 139 a night. So
Yeah,
base lodging is way more expensive.
that's crazy.
What the
Um,
hell?
Michael, go ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there.
Please.
You're in Fort Carson area, Stephen? I can't remember.
Idaho.
Oh, you're
Oh,
not near
Mountain-
I was gonna
Mountain
say if
Home.
you're in a resort area, any place that you
Yeah.
can go on, Armed Forces Vacation Club, you
Oh,
can
there
get
you
a
go.
stay for resort style stay for like $400 a week, 7 days.
Yeah, not here in Idaho. I wish.
Okay, yeah, I
Well,
was just checking.
It's worth checking out. There are a bunch of them in December through exactly
Yeah.
that Armed Forces Vacation Club for $319 a week, 7
Yeah.
nights, 6 nights, 7 days. It's I mean, there's Branson, Missouri, there's resorts up in Wisconsin, there's stuff down in Kissimmee, Florida. So I mean, these
Just
are
put your
some
state in.
prime
Yeah,
locations. It's worth researching.
Maybe. The other win I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of woodworking and I've got a bunch of projects I'm trying to do to include some retirement gifts I'm making for some of my coworkers and
That's so cool.
getting a lot done on that.
Okay. What
And
challenges do you
then
have?
but the challenge is it's not a challenge yet, but a couple weeks ago we talked about my son and everything he's going through, and we've got a letter in the mail saying we have to meet with a juvenile probation office next week so that we can discuss whether or not he's a candidate for a diversion program, which is
Okay.
basically just a program that keeps it out of the court system, more or less.
Okay.
And they come up with a new plan on like how they make sure this doesn't happen again, which I think we've already got
Good.
in the works. So I mean, I don't foresee too much issue with that. And then kind of like Erica, I'm still dealing with all my medical stuff. I've got all my medical appointments coming up here pretty soon within the next week or two. And just work really, because I get busy about 2 weeks out of every month, and past couple of weeks were my busy weeks.
Okay. Hopefully the busy weeks don't come back up again over Christmas.
Nope, I don't have another one till January.
Good. All right. Good summary. I think, Michael, you're the only one left, and then I'm going to turn it to you for spotlight.
yeah, so today I had something interesting happen on LinkedIn. Well, yesterday or 2 days ago, someone said, I haven't seen you much, yada, 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 because I was posting there for a while every day. And then I just backed away for a little while. And yeah. And so I started posting a few opportunities. And then someone kind of pitched me today for some opportunities. So I'm not sure. I don't know if it's exactly the route I want to go, but I'm setting up an appointment to listen for sure. So it's with an insurance company. Managing an office, and sounds like I'd eventually walk into running the whole thing. So
There you go.
we'll see. We'll see. And
You have good organization skills. That could work.
yeah, and in the location too. So
Where's it at?
so two of the locations she mentioned were Maui and the Big Island. So Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
Don't,
That
don't
could
get,
be
don't get too close to that volcano.
yeah, that's not bad. Well, there's two volcanoes going off on the Big Island right now.
Oh, I heard one. Okay, I
Uh,
didn't know the second.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're both going off right now.
Wow.
So it's foggy there
Okay.
right now.
Yeah. Any challenges for you?
Just trying to be consistent and just reaching out to folks and finding folks that are not flight. It sounds bad. That are interested in help on LinkedIn, like transitioning military that I can share with, or hey, you need to connect with these folks. These folks can help you. I've did that. Had a few this week. Someone knew that maybe I don't know. I got to throw some alerts up because
Yeah.
I was notified there's some incoming spam since someone connected with them. So I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Hey,
Yeah,
are you guys all on our open military transition roundtable LinkedIn page? I see Trevor says yes. If you're not, go ahead and jump in there. It's open. We got now 2,575 or something like that people in there. So like this morning, I tagged MTR
Yeah.
because he had several different opportunities in Italy. So I just put tagging MTR for cert for to call it for reach. And I just want to make sure that you guys see that kind of stuff because I want to be careful not to just repost that in our page because then it just gets to be a whole LinkedIn page of repostings. But if we just tag somebody in a different post, then you get that. So, all right. Well, Michael, I'm gonna turn it back to you then for spotlight. Spotlight
Okay.
or lean coffee, you decide.
Yeah.
You got,
So
you got several topics there.
yeah, everybody knows what the spotlight is. If the spotlight, we take someone who wants to bring an issue, we take questions first, factual questions, and then we give advice after everybody's had a chance to give questions. Do we have anybody interested in bringing an issue to the spotlight this evening or this afternoon, I should say? It's dark, so I tend to say evening.
It's getting there.
I have a question that may
Okay.
be coming to a potential issue.
Okay. What you got, Peter?
Since we are now heading into the Christmas season, and if I do decide to work at this time during the Christmas season, how do I balance the work life? How do I balance it well so I don't work too much or don't give enough too much attention to family, or I don't want to be swamped with just being top heavy with just work alone. How do I do this right?
So we're looking, and this is with the remote opportunity you have, correct, Peter?
Maybe coming up, but I want to see what I'm getting myself into first.
Okay, understood. So who would like to start by asking a factual question for Peter's question about how to balance work and family during the holiday season
With the temp job, yeah.
with a temp job? Yes. Okay,
Peter,
I'll go ahead.
I'll go first. What are you afraid of? I know you're a single parent. Is it that your daughter needs you all the time over the holidays, or what's the big concern?
I'm not okay. There's a phrase like my eyes are bigger than my stomach. And that goes with food, that goes with anything, that goes with life in general as well. I am showing this as I don't want to put in 8 to 10 hours worth of work and not have anything else left for my girl or for even myself. I want to make sure that there is a little bit of balance. I haven't been working for the last 3 to 4 years, so I'm just going to something new, and I'm a little bit rusty right now. Does that answer the question?
It does. That's a good, that's kind of what I was gonna ask, yeah.
Hey, Peter, do you have any idea what the workload of this new job will look like?
I have no idea yet. I just applied to it like 2 days ago.
It sounds like you're a little bit nervous. I couldn't help but kind of wonder. I mean, if you're that nervous about it, have you already kind of talked with anybody else about that, like as far as your employer or with your family, and just to kind of see if there's something you're just maybe worried a little bit more about than you really need to be? Sounds like you're just like nervous about it.
No, I'm nervous about it because this is something new that I'm about to go into. And I'm coming from a background where I was doing more grunt work, if you put it that way. I was in the warehouse doing labor. So I'm jumping into a actual different career without knowing what I'm doing.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like a good thing to me. I like trying new things, but that's I'm gonna go off and say when we listened to John Maxwell this last weekend, he mentioned, you know, law of growth, stretching yourself out a little bit and doing some trade-offs for growing yourself. So if it's an opportunity for you to try something new, it might be something you really enjoy, and it might give you just other opportunities. It might be hard, but I mean, you know, keep going with it, and just it might actually end up paying you off in the long run to just really dive into it and really enjoy it. And you know, there might be that sadness of, you know, having to trade off a little bit of free time from family. And I know that's like the hardest thing. That's like the biggest sacrifice for me too. I've got kids. I do not want to work during the holidays. I mean, I've worked way too many Christmases. I've missed way too many things just being in the military. So I don't want to do that anymore now that I'm out. It's, you know, that's a hard choice. That's a really tough choice. And honestly, if you feel like that, maybe not just is not something that you want to do, then I mean, then you have to choose for yourself. I mean, that's really the hard part about it.
Right. And I'm the only one who can make that determination. But if I don't have a set of guidelines on what that determination means, how am I supposed to make a decision without any type of background information on what I'm getting myself into?
So have you talked to anybody else that's doing anything similar, or do you know?
I haven't talked to anybody else. You guys are actually the first ones to know that I'm doing this or trying to do this. But if I don't do anything, nothing gets done, nothing gets solved. There is slower progression on where I want to go. Instead of me trying to do something, and I'm okay with taking a gamble, taking a chance. I'm okay with it. But I need to understand that if I don't like taking a gamble and they said no. For the last 6 months, all I'm getting is no's. Eventually, that is going to have to be a yes.
I was going to follow up with where Terrence was going, which is what are the unknowns that you have for this work over the holiday? Because the unknowns is what causes the stress.
The unknown, there's several unknowns to me right now.
Okay.
Per our last meeting, I was talking to you about my mom and my dad and all these things from August to January. And that is a big unknown, but I had to fight through it every day. The other unknown is work from home as a potential avenue of gain from here into a house eventually quicker to killing my bills so I could get from here to there. I'm a quite, I have at least $20,000 worth of debt. That's way too much,
Mhm.
especially on a fixed income.
So that's why you're looking at doing the temp job.
I gotta do something, Don.
Yep, I agree. So what can you just follow on to that? To what are the unknowns is what can you do to clarify the unknown, to make it a known?
I could reach out and do some digging on how work from home opportunities work out, right? I could do some digging on my homework and seeing on how much is potentially being able to come in. So I can offset all these things and maybe do some calculation like that and to add in numbers.
Yep.
But also I could see on how the reviews are on actual people to people working with the employer working from home too.
There you go. Those would be two good ones. I'll open up for others. Back to you, Michael.
Peter, something that hit me as Don jumped in there that was on my mind. Have they discussed, and I'm going to say workload or like a training plan? Because a training plan anywhere you go is critical. Because if I don't put anything in you on the front side, I can't expect anything on the back side. You have to invest in your people. Have they discussed that with you?
Not yet, and I'm waiting for them to get back to me, and I'm reaching out here in the next couple of days to see where I'm at in the interviewing process, or if I'm being liked at to being talked to about it.
Okay.
But I could also reach out to like a recruiter or hiring manager to see what the workload is like. From a part-time to full-time position of doing this. Do you
Right.
have it background 1, 2, 6?
Something you could do, Peter, is you could reach out or like do some research on the companies that you're looking at on LinkedIn, and you can actually connect with people that are at that company and, send them a message saying, hey, I'm looking at doing this role. Is there any, would you be open to discussing, your day-to-day activities or something along those lines? I did that when I was looking for the position that I applied to, and it was pretty successful.
I could do it too, and you just got me a good idea. I could do it right now.
Well, let's wait till after the meeting, Peter,
Right.
Write that down and say, I'm gonna do that after we finish our meeting.
Okay.
I have a question for Peter.
I got an answer for you.
What are your expectations of time management with your work from home position that you would like to pursue? Like what do you feel is manageable for you as far as taking care of your daughter's needs and also being able to work at the same time?
Good question, and that actually been on my mind for the last couple of days. So I was going to say I was wanting to go into a part-time position for the time being. And if I'm feeling up to it, may brush up to the full-time position, but I don't know how that's going to work yet. Working on it.
So by that, I mean, if you were to do a part-time position, does that mean that you would be working a few hours per day while using the other hours to take care of her and then see how that goes and then see if you want to go further in that? Is that my understanding?
Yes.
Okay.
Peter, how old is your daughter?
She's 9.
Does she need a lot of supervision, or does she have some things she can do while you're working when she's not in school?
She she is more self-sufficient, but she still needs some of my care, like when I need to prep some food or tend to her and to make sure that she is doing well as well.
Okay,
But she's pretty self-sufficient as of right now.
okay.
So, Don, Matt, myself, Erica, Terrence, I think Trevor, have you jumped in? I think you jumped in there too. I think we've all jumped in and asked questions. This is a time now where we got a few minutes left, about 10 minutes left of this session. Well, we'll say about 5 because we've got to wrap it up
No more than
to-
5, yeah.
to give advice on
I
helping
was-
him.
I was gonna say, so I mean, what kind of stuff were you looking at doing with your daughter to spend time with? Like when you're saying you're worried about being able to spend time with her, like what kind of things are you planning on doing, or is there something that you're not able to do really because of it? I mean, it seems like as long as you're spending meaningful time with your kids when you do have the time to, that's what's really important. That's what they remember. At least that's how I view my own kids. Is even if I'm busy, I still try to make sure I take time with each of them at least throughout the day and do at least something that's at least somewhat meaningful, you know, either a story or play a game or just something. It doesn't have to be like the entire day, but as long as it's something, I think that's
Hang
important.
on to the wall.
So I'm going to answer that question with this is when she's in school and she has a question for me to answer, like, how do I solve this problem? Like mathematically, I like to say, well, these two are no good. This one is someone okay. This one might be a good answer. I could try to utilize that time to sit down with her while she's trying to figure out and solve a problem, because she won't even know. And I'm going to try to lead her into an answer that I think is the right answer, instead of just letting her go to school and just let me do my job. Because I don't want to feel neglecting her. I don't want to do that, and I'm not going to try to anyway.
Okay, we've got about 3 minutes left. Anybody else have some advice they would like to give Peter on this subject? Try to keep
Honestly,
it to advice.
Peter, I think until you start doing some of that digging and trying to flush out all the details of this, you're just going to keep spinning your wheels and stay in your head, and it's going to continue to be a struggle for you because, like Don said, right now you're dealing with the unknowns, and until you figure some of that out, I don't know that you're going to be able to come up with a solid answer for this.
I probably won't, but I had to try to do something.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, like was mentioned before, try to reach out to some people that work at this company, get an idea of what it's like, what the workload's like. And until you figure out some of these things, I think you're just going to be spinning your wheels.
So,
Yeah,
Pete,
yeah.
oh,
Add on, if I can add on to Stephen, is write down the different pieces that you're unsure of, and then just take one at a time. What can I do to this one, right? If it's how many hours do I need to work, or what hours of the day I need to work, or will I have some flexibility? You write those number of questions down, and then maybe you put them together and say, okay, I can call the HR person at this company, and they should be able to tell me answers to 1, 3, and 7 questions, right? And I can talk to somebody, maybe the hiring manager, maybe question 2, maybe question 4. And you can start whittling those down. So now the unknowns become knowns. I love what Stephen said.
you might even be able to type, well, I know you can type the name of the company in on LinkedIn with position and say, okay, I know Michael Brownfield works at Huntington Ingalls and he does logistics. Let me ask him how busy his workload is. What's the culture of the company? Because you want a good culture as well as you want good hours, because great pay with great benefits with horrible culture makes you want to slap somebody. And I mean, there's no nice way of putting that. We've all been in that, either that military unit, or some of us were not out yet. Some aren't out yet. So you haven't been across that border, but you're making great money. But people talk to you like they're still wearing that rank in the military. And it's like, hold on, buddy. I took my uniform off. Why are we talking like that to me? That's not going to fly here. And I've seen that in my workplace. It's like, whoa, I was a contractor. And a guy did everything but say we were working Saturday if this didn't get done. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not.
See you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's definitely something you can do through LinkedIn,
Yeah.
but you've got to know the position and the name of the company and just start typing things in, and you'd be amazed what you can find. And once you get one solid connection, hey, do you have anybody else that works in your department that you know is on LinkedIn? And that's just a small thing. And that's our time. I know we got to start wrapping up. Does anybody else have any advice before we have to close this out?
I have one last thing, Michael. I think to have a nice talk with your daughter saying that you're doing this, why you're doing this, and that, that you have to have her understand and work out some kind of homework arrangement, since she goes to school from your house, she was going to school remotely. I think that's just a matter of talking to her and then kind of setting up some time parameters and then talking to whoever your HR people. Hey, I'm a single parent. I'm going to have I got to have a little flexibility to get the job done. And like what Michael said was, they got to train you to be self-sufficient in the job. I think those are the questions you want to ask when you get to that job interview part.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
We are at 5:56.
Wait, Michael. I
Yes,
got to
sir.
real quick. So of
Yes,
all
sir.
the advice that was given to you, okay, because this is Michael B's first time doing this. Of all the advice given to you, what was the one or two things that resonates with you the most, Peter?
That you can take action on.
That you can take action on. Yep. See, leave it to my friend Brother Gleason to finish my sentence. You got three people helping you get through the thought.
So the portion is that I'm going to take the advice from Steven, and he's going to say, I gotta know how much time I need to allocate into this and what it's like. But also with your advice is that I got to ask questions on X, Y, and Z to see if this is going to be fitting. And this is also going with Michael as saying, if the pay is good, but the benefits are good, but the culture sucks, I'm probably going to back away from it. So I got to find some of the unknowns to think about what I'm about to say and to re-engage like that so I could get an actual answer that is concrete.
Right.
Outstanding. So with that said, it is 5:58. Matt or Don, do you have anything you'd like to close this out with?
Well, accountability. Let me jump right in. So I got about 20 seconds per person. Accountability. So what one thing, maybe two, but no more, can we hold you accountable for the next 2 weeks? Eric, I'm just going to start with you. I'm just going to run right down. Terrence, you're next.
Prepping for my interview on Wednesday.
Excellent. Anything particular you're working on when you say prep, or is it kind of everything?
Everything. It's my first real actual interview. So
Okay. Well, if we can help you, if you need any advice or anything, just holler, let me know.
So
I've been on the table on both sides a lot.
I
So
definitely,
we do have a resource named Keith Cassant. I'm gonna
Yep.
make an introduction to you, okay?
awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Keith's got a real good background on it.
He does. He's
All right, Terrence,
Yeah.
accountability.
I'm gonna check out this CRM thing you mentioned from HubSpot, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna see if that might help me stay a little bit more consistent with reaching out and maybe communicating with some people that I've been talking with. So bug me a little bit if next time if I don't say I did any of that.
Okay,
but
will.
trust me, we'll do that.
all right. All right, Stephen, accountability.
So right now I just need to try and start getting all my procedures at work in order because I'm hoping that they're gonna start the hiring process or the interview process for my replacement in January.
Okay,
So people, standards and procedures.
is that a huge task or is that a,
It's not a hard task. It's the inspector general's office, but it's I'd like to be able to provide a little bit better turnover than I got.
okay. I'm kind of getting to work standards and procedures is a big task, or it's a broad task. Let me say it that way. Is there specific ones you're going to work on the next 2 weeks?
So we use a OneNote to kind of outline everything. So it's just a matter of outlining all the step-by-step procedures for how we operate. It's more tedious than time consuming.
Okay, now I got a little bit more
Continuity
detail there.
book.
Yeah.
Continuity books. Yep. Okay, Trevor.
You can hold me accountable to throwing a kick-ass party, and if you have a resource for learning more into providing framework, obviously I'm aware of like the big programs, but if you have something that's smaller that I can look to in the meantime, I am more than open to learning about it on my own free time too.
PMP basics.
Joshua
Yeah,
Atkinson.
not the test, but it's about what is project management. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Coming back to Peter and then Michael to wrap it up.
For me, is to keep my devotionals going on for the rest of the year and to the beginning next year, but to also see not if this work from home opportunity doesn't work, there may be another one that I might be able to fill.
There you go. That's a good one. Michael, accountability.
My accountability. So it's more about encouraging someone else. It's kind of a strange one, as my son is a hold, which means he's going to have more time on his hands than he knows what to do with for about the next at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, is to work to keep him as I've been in leadership roles, and most of us here have been in some shape or form, is to say, okay, what are you doing? Are you doing this? Are you doing this? And not to be nagging about it or dadding him. Not, I hate to say nagging because everybody says mom, but dads do it too, is
That's
we
right.
keep poking him in the chest like, hey. I don't want to poke him. I just want to encourage him because he's been he did MCT. I got to watch it. I'm about below 20 seconds. I think I did it. And then he's on that hold. So it's like, okay, he's been busy. Now you're in the wait period of your training. Hurry up and now wait and wait and wait. So I got to keep him motivated in that. And enjoy. So I'm approaching a 2-week shutdown. I haven't told him yet. I'm not going to work. They've got a work plan. I'm not working it. It's paid downtime because the shipyard shuts down. I'm just going to enjoy that downtime to reset. That starts 22nd and we go back to work the 4th. I'm sorry, I blew 20 seconds.
Yeah, you did. All right. I don't think we have any announcements.
Yes, we do.
We have meeting again in 2 weeks. We just went through Giving Tuesday. So you've probably seen some different posts and emails and stuff from us. So if you know of others who would like to support a program like this financially and or always looking for referrals, people to come in the program. So Matt, what did I miss?
I was just gonna say the timeline planning seminar next Thursday with Larry Brown and Michael Horton. But
Yeah,
watch for that.
This time next week, actually 6, is it 6 or 6:30?
7 our time. I just looked at the schedule. Yep.
7 our time?
Yep. Because Larry is on the West Coast like Peter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I just have a block. Yeah. So that's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be about the transition plan. It's about writing a good transition plan that you can stick to, gets the right things. So that's gonna be good. All right. Well, everybody have a good 2 weeks. Just a reminder, there will again, after the next meeting, there will be a 3-week gap until that first week of January. We're not meeting the week of Christmas or New Year's. So make sure that you don't have that appointment. You don't have an appointment in your calendar for either of those 2 weeks. All right.
Okay.
Good night, all.
Good night,
Night.
all.
Thanks, Michael. Good job on the
Absolutely.
spotlight.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Peter,
everyone.
thanks for being in the spotlight.
Thank you.
Cool.
That was a good
Cool
topic.
beans. Yeah, that was very good. That was very good.
Good job, Michael. I'm sorry I had to.
No, that's good. I appreciate it. I needed
You
spearheaded.
done well, sir. You done well.
Yeah, it's a little tricky to guide that conversation with them because it's just, I'm a talker and we all are to some point, and you got to slow down with different
Mhm.
people. So he's growing. I see that because the first time and then Matt shared, oh, then I felt bad. Then I was like, oh, that's one of my brothers who's been through some stuff. Okay, my apologies.
Well, you know,
Mhm.
he's a TBI guy, right?
Right. I remember you saying that. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I didn't want to say
Absolutely.
anything, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
right. We've been, nurturing him, and
He's growing though. You can see the difference.
I
He's
can't-
coming out of that shell. So that's
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Okay.
right.
Well, I will see you at the next hit time.
Sounds good.
Okay. Have a good evening.
Talk to you guys in 2 hours.
Hey, Don, real quick.
Mhm.
The email from, I just saw an email from Navy Federal Credit Union. If you want to set up the time, I'm good, whatever, if you want to work that up, or how do you want to respond to that?
Okay. I think they were asking like for tomorrow or Monday. Monday, I know I've got a dental and a VA. So I could do it later in the afternoon. But
Do
does
you
that
want
fit your schedule?
to do 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon? Because you got a 2 o'clock with the
2
Soldiers
o'clock,
for Life.
we could do 3 or 3:30. Yeah.
All right.
I'll shoot back with that.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome, sir. See you
Ciao.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.